senators, and representatives, I have the distinguished honor of presenting the President of the United States.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate, of the House of Representatives, yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Okay, so we're going to play Scenario 2, Mean Engagement at 1,250 points. I'm playing American European Theater Rangers with Easy Aid, a heavy mortar, a medium machine gun team, and a bazooka jeep. And then Lance is playing
Imperial Japanese, mostly veteran, large squads, a lot of indirect fire. No heavy tanks.
Okay, and then with Scenario 2, this is one you deploy onto the board, but the Rangers have a special rule, Rangers lead the way, that gives them a free run move before the first turn of the game. So in this case, I only have 3 squads that are technically officially Ranger squads. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 Ranger squads onto the board before we start turn 1.
I just didn't want to get too into vehicles. This is ultimately I might do one together.
Do you have anything else that's forward observers, snipers, or anything like that?
I do have a spotter now that you mention it.
Okay.
So thanks for reminding me of that. And the spotter, you get your half of the table is where you can go ahead and set them up ahead of time.
And at least 12 inches away from any enemy, because I've got a few as well.
12 inches away from
Any enemies?
enemy unit, yeah.
And that's a mortar spotter?
It is a spotter for my heavy mortar.
Any other spotters?
Nope, and I do not have any snipers, so yep.
Okay, well I've got a sniper, an artillery observer, and a mortar spotter. So, let's go ahead and set the sniper in guard tower number 1. Artillery observer. Let's put him on the radar station.
Ooh.
And mortar observer in guard tower number 2. It's a little close to draw some fire, but I'll risk it.
Okay. So I've got my order dice in here, and Lance has his order dice. And Lance can go ahead and pull the first turn here, and then
I've got 9 order dice. What about yourself?
I have 11, I believe.
That is you, sir.
That is I. Okay. All right, so with the first wave scenario, you deploy onto the board. So it means you either get an advance move or a run move to put your guys onto the board. I'm going to start with...
We do have to pass an order test at -1, I believe.
for first wave?
Or am I thinking...
You're thinking about...
I'm thinking
about bringing
reinforcements.
reserves and reinforcements. But for this one, we just deploy and go. And in this case, I see that I've got a 12-inch distance to work with for the run, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy my heavy mortar right there, and we'll leave the dice showing that he has a run move that he's been onto the board there.
Okay.
There we go. So next die.
You again.
All right. In this situation, I am going to go ahead and deploy my medium machine guns. Now, if you're one of those guys that does a lot of web research and stuff, you'll see there's a lot of mixed feelings on the use of medium machine guns and if they're worth the points or whatever else. You know, this game's designed to be a fun game that you play, you know, and try to stay historically real. There's going to be min-max people or whatever. So that being said, I like to use my medium machine guns.
Yay. Well, I think I'll actually go ahead and try to call in my artillery before anything else, before he gets shot off. And I'll just call the target the tree in the courtyard right here.
Okay. And the artillery observer is this guy over here?
That is the mortar observer.
That's the mortar observer?
This is the artillery observer.
Okay.
What's up, Bill? How
Hey,
you doing?
good to see you, Andre.
Hey, Lance, how you doing, man?
Not too bad.
Good.
So what's next?
All right. Yeah,
Airborne again.
it is indeed. See, now this is a situation where I'm being forced to deploy onto the board first before Lance, which is not something I necessarily want to do. I wanted him to get on the board so I understand what he looks like and maybe to array my forces. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and deploy my platoon leader, who's a first lieutenant with one rifleman, also known as a red shirt, so he can be body armor.
I'm surprised. Well, Japanese dice. I'm surprised you're pulling in more guys where I'm wanting to bring in an artillery strike. A little risky, but...
Yeah, I'll be out of there quick.
Let's, man, I do not have a lot of options for cover and line of sight issues on this side. So, with that being said, are we treating these fields as rough terrain?
We are.
Okay. Looks like I'll be defending a radar installation then. Let's bring in the mountain gun, 75 millimeter mountain gun. 6-inch run.
Now, is that a light AT gun?
It's a light howitzer.
Light howitzer. Okay. So that would be the U.S. equivalent of like the
Pack howitzer.
yeah, the 70 millimeter pack, or excuse me, 40 millimeter pack howitzer.
U.S.
All right. So at this point, I can either continue to bring guys on, or I still have those Ranger squads that are already on the board from the Rangers Lead the Way pregame move. So in this case, yes, Lance has called an artillery strike on this tree, so I want to get these Rangers out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a run order. To get away from ye old target reference point. So 12-inch run, move the lead guy, space out behind. So in these small understrength Ranger squads I'm running, I have 3 submachine guns, 1 Browning automatic rifle, a bar, and a light machine gun.
Kit it out.
It is multifunctional. And there we go.
Japanese. We're actually going back and forth now. Man, that target's a little juicy in the road, but I'm afraid of your Easy 8 popping out and just wiping the whole row off the map. Well, while I can, let's use the sniper. Give him a fire order and go for your MMG team.
Okay.
1 die, looking for a 3. I'm pretty sure we have a range. We're more than 12, less than 36.
Yep, and you declared that was a sniper shot.
Got a 4. So
All
that's
right.
1 hit. Are they veteran or regular?
They are veteran.
Looking for a 5. It's a 2. So just a pin.
So 1 pin on them.
U.S.
Yeah. Yeah, it took out 5 knights before he died, though. So 3 in 1 turn. So, yeah, volcano cannon.
Is that a medic team you've got on the side?
I do. He's not on the board yet.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and move this other ranger unit right here. Same squad, 6 men, 3 subs, a bar, an LMG, and a rifleman. Now, normally the rifleman is not going to shoot if the LMG is shooting because he serves as his loader. All right, in this case, I'm issuing an advance order, which moves him up 6 inches. Now, we're interspersed within this orchard here, so we have some blocked line of sight and some light cover. And although the Rangers pack a lot of firepower, a lot of it is not that long a range. So in this case, since I gave him the advance order, we're going to do move and shoot. And I'm going to try to shoot at his mortar spotter that is up in that guard tower here. But the first thing we need to do is we need to check the range. Submachine guns have a range of 12 inches. In this case, I think that they are just out of range. However, I have the bar and I have the LMG. The bar has a range of 30 inches, and he is at long range. And the LMG has a range of 36 inches, and he is at normal range. So, another one of the U.S. special national rules is called fire and maneuver, which means that they can move and shoot without penalty on a couple of different weapon systems, primarily the bar and then whatever version of rifle they had. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and resolve the shots with the bar first. The bar gets 2 shots. We said that he was at long range. He moved, but he doesn't get a penalty for moving because he's an American. Now, we have a 1-man spotter team, so that makes him a small unit, long range, and then also inside the wood guard tower, that's going to give him light cover. So, bar, long range, remember your base roll to hit is a 3, long range makes it 4, small unit makes it 5, light cover makes it 6. So I need straight 6s in order to hit with the bar. And I've got 2 5s. So the bar misses. Now I'm going to go to the LMG. Now the LMG has 4 shots. It's the same weapon system as the MMG, but when you have a 3-man crew, it's a medium, and when you have a 2-man, it's a light machine gun. So 4 shots, normal range, small unit, light cover. However, the LMG does not benefit from fire and maneuver, so it gets a -1 penalty for moving and shooting. So we're looking for straight 6s with the LMG also. And there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and misses. So I'm done.
Ineffective.
Yes.
Jap dice. Well, let's bring in the medium mortar. And we will bring him in right behind the light howitzer. It's our next die. U.S. I know you're getting frustrated with it.
I am getting frustrated. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and keep moving those Rangers forward. I'm going to issue a run order to the squad over here that gives them 12 inches on open ground. Takes us right there. Run. Now, Lance has brought quite a bit of indirect fire, mortars and artillery, and the Japanese have just mortars in their infantry squads, mortars and mortar crews, and whatever else. So when you're playing an opponent that has a lot of indirect fire, you need to remember to take advantage of the spacing rules. No more than an inch between models, but you definitely want to be spread out, because if he starts hitting me with indirect fire and those guys are right on top of each other, that's going to hit more targets. So make sure you got your tactical spacing.
All right. Well, next die is a Jap die. And again, I'd like to assault, but I don't have a lot of intervening cover to help me do so. So, let's try to bring a flamethrower up along this wall. Let's ensure we're within 12 inches, as it is a run order. I think that finishes that turn. Your patch came off your bag.
I know. I've sewed it and glued it and whatever else. I've still got it at home. We'll figure it out one of these days.
U.S. one of what, 4 dice left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 in my hand. So yeah, 4 in the bag, 1 in my hand. Now I'm at a point where I do have to bring some guys on, even though I don't want to. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the bazooka team on. Now in this case, I'm going to give them a advance order so they can fire when they come on. Now, what I'd like to do is to shoot at this guard tower where he has his sniper team up there. So now we're going to measure it, and I am within 24 inches. So bazooka has a range of 24. It's at long range because it's more than half the max range. It has a shape charge rule, which gives it some benefit against armored vehicles at long range, but in this case it doesn't matter. So remember, the base roll to hit is 3. I move. The bazooka doesn't get a special rule for that, so that makes it 4. I'm at long range, that makes it 5. And then the sniper team,
It is a small team.
small team, makes it a 6, and then light cover on top of that makes it theoretically a 7, but what that becomes is referred to as a super 6 or 6 followed by 6s. So I'm going to roll 1 die to hit,
It's a long shot.
and I have a 3, and that stops there because I missed. So draw the next die and move on.
Might as well take the chance if he's not going to shoot at all. Otherwise,
Yep.
Jap die.
There you go. Bring something on the board so I can kill it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's bring a first lieutenant on. He's veteran, as is most of this force. Keep him centralized. Let's say right here, just off the board. Japanese again. I don't like this. Where would you want the mortars going?
Which mortars are we talking about?
3 light mortars.
In the infantry squad?
Yeah.
Where would I like them? I'd like them right there in the middle of the road so I can shoot them with everything very quickly. Now the range on the light mortars is 12 to 24 inches.
Correct.
So, you know, you have the maneuverability of being a non-fixed weapon. Light mortars can move and shoot, but a relative, you know, if you're too close, you can't shoot. If you're too far, you can't shoot. So,
Well, this might be a little risky, but I think we're going to advance on the board with the light mortars. Grenadier Squad. And there's 18 of them.
18.
18, including 3 light mortars within the squad. They are veteran. They do have anti-tank grenades.
And this is why the Japanese must die, die, die. Now, part of the game is range estimation, specifically with mortars and indirect fire. So, Lance is gambling that he can advance onto the board with the 6-inch move. Then those light mortars have a max range of 24 inches. Now, a way that you can eyeball that is that you know the standard board, or, you know, at least in this case, the table that we're playing on is 4 feet wide. So you assume that from long side to long side, you know, halfway is 2 feet, so that's 24 inches. So if Lance was right at the edge of his side, shooting towards me in the middle, it would be 24 inches. Well, we know that he's 6 inches in from his side, and I have 2 squads that are generally, range estimation wise, on the center line. So they more than likely are in range of those mortars.
Well, I think we will target this squad closer to the center of the board with our fire after moving. I'm just going to start with the light mortars.
Well, we go check the range first.
Oh, we can.
I'm pretty sure that we are. So in this case, you go closest model to closest model.
Now we're at about 18 inches for each.
Yep. So
And long range doesn't matter with indirect fire.
no. So indirect fire, even if you moved, even if it's at long range, it goes into the range and in thing. So always hits on a 6. So let's see what he's got.
None.
None. So now the next turn, if I don't move and Lance doesn't move, then he would just need a 5 to hit those guys.
Now we check range for rifles. Everything's within 24 and outside of 12, so everything is long range.
And we have some intervening hard cover there. Now, you don't get the hard cover value bonus unless you are right up physically next to the wall like that. That's hard cover. But it is in between us, so then you split the difference and it's light cover. So we've got long range and light cover.
And I moved.
And he moved, yes.
So we are looking for 6s.
Yeah.
Let's see, how many shots do I have? 11. Because each light mortar has to have a loader, and my sergeant has an SMG.
Now, the way Lance and I are talking through the math is common for any game, not just this video one. And that's how you kind of keep each other honest, and not that anybody's shady, but you just...
It's easy to forget.
It's easy to forget something here or there.
2 hits. I'll take it. So it's at least a pin, and I'm guessing they're veteran, as they're airborne ranger.
Yeah, the Rangers, you have to take as veterans, yep.
And no wounds.
Okay. So I got 1 pin out of that.
U.S.
All right. So at this point, I've still got a few options, but I do have to bring some more units onto the board. I don't really want to, but because I still want Lance to show his hand a little more before I do that, but I will make it happen. Now in this case, though, I'm going to do something that Lance probably doesn't expect, or at least that's my thought. It's kind of like those old taste test commercials. So I'm going to bring my Easy 8 Sherman onto the board. So, just like anything else, they can advance or run. Now, in this case, this is a tracked vehicle, which gives an advance move of 9 inches with one 90-degree pivot, or a run move with 18 inches. But then you have to consider what kind of terrain that you're in right now. This right here is rough ground, and then if you have to cross the river, that's also rough ground. So you check your table. In track vehicles, this is fine, but you can't run. So what does this mean to me at the end of the day? At the end of the day, I've got 9 inches that I can come in onto the board from with an advance move, and then I can shoot. And then we'll talk about the options I have for shooting in a minute. Now, where you measure on the vehicle, you measure to the front edge of the main body of the vehicle. So the tip of the turret doesn't count for where my 9 inches is. It's the main body right there across the line. All right. So I brought my tank on board, gave him an advance order. It's 9 inches. Now I have the option to shoot. Now, on most of your armored vehicles, you have an assortment of weapons. You have some sort of weapon, usually a type of machine gun that's what's called hull mounted, which is inside the main body of the tank. You have the main gun itself, which is usually an anti-tank gun. Sometimes it's a howitzer. Sometimes you have what's called a coax gun, which is not really easy to see, but there's a pinhole that's aligned with the main gun that also has a machine gun. And then sometimes you'll see it depicted on models a lot, but you have to really look at the points list. You'll have some sort of gun on top of the cupola for the tank to use. So in this case, I have a cupola gun, but I didn't point it out. It's mainly just for the look. So now I'm back to a choice of machine guns or the main gun. In this case, you can shoot your machine gun on your hull mounted against a target and shoot your main gun at something else. In this case, I don't have anybody in range, though, for the machine gun. So now I go back to the turret, and I see on the turret that I have a choice between the coax and the main gun. You can do one or the other, never both. In this case, I'm going to use the main gun. So what I'm looking at is I'm going to shoot the main gun at, this is your mortar spotter, Lance?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to shoot the main gun at the mortar spotter in this tower again. So just like shooting with the rifles, you got a few things in play. All right, the range. So the range on a heavy AT gun, which is what's on the Sherman Easy 8, is 72 inches. So I'm at normal range. I'm well within 36 inches there. Normal range. Movement penalty can apply also. Now, with American tanks, if you take those tanks as veterans, they get gyro stabilizer, which takes away the movement penalty for the main gun. I have taken this tank as a veteran, so he does not have a movement penalty. So now I'm looking at, remember, base to hit is 3 on the spotter. All right? It's at normal range, so it's still 3. He's a small unit, though, so that makes him 4, and then he's in light cover, that makes him 5. I did move, but because I'm a veteran, I have gyro stabilizer, so I don't have a penalty for that. So now I'm going to try to very much kill that one guy with the tank with a roll of 5 or better to hit. And in this case, on my dice with the Ranger side up, that means a 6, so I did hit.
Okay.
All right. So now we figure out how much we're going to kill him. And I've got to confess, I don't play tanks too often, so I might need some help along the way here. Now we're going to roll to damage, right?
Well, were you firing HE or AP?
That's a good question. It says 2-inch HC or a +6 pen. So
If you were firing HE, you would have been able to hit even better because
Okay.
the cover from the building wouldn't have applied.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't declare it, and like I said, what I didn't have in my head. So Lance is being good with me, but yeah, I'm going with armor piercing. So basically a giant bullet.
So he's really probably gonna die.
Yeah, because the heavy AT gun has a +6 penetration bonus. That means that when I roll a dice, I add 6 to it, and that number is what the damage roll is. Well, he's a veteran, right?
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran, which normally means that I need 5 to kill him. And you say, well, if it's a +6, why are you even rolling a die? Because a 1 always misses. A 1 always misses regardless of what the modifiers are. So all I have to do is roll this dice, and as long as it's not 1, that guy's dead. And I got a 6.
Okay.
So he's
dead. Really dead.
Yep, he's very, very much dead.
But no order dice is removed.
Because he was just a spotter.
Correct.
And the spotter order dice goes with the mortar that he is spotting for. Okay, so that was a long talk, but hopefully you got something out of it.
I don't think you'll have to talk that every time.
Nope.
U.S.
Man. All right. Well, in this case, I'm going to do something a little shady too. And I like to think about who's the biggest danger to me on the board right now. And in my mind, I hate the flamethrowers. I really, really hate the flamethrowers. So what I have here is I have my bazooka Jeep, which is a wheeled vehicle, which normally has a 12-inch advance on open ground. However, we're on the road here, so that doubles the movement up to 24 inches. Okay? So this is an advance move to here. 12-inch advance, doubled because I'm on the road, so now he goes to 24 inches. So now, because it was an advance move, I can try to shoot. Now in this case, I'm going to try to shoot these double bazookas at that flamethrower team right there. Now I'm pretty sure they're in range, but we're going to check it. And it is more than 12 inches, so it's more than half of the 24-inch bazooka range. But that's okay. So, same thing, we talked through what the shot's going to be. The base roll to hit is 3. I moved. Bazookas don't get a save from that, so that makes it 4. We're shooting at a flamethrower team that's 2-man over there, so it's a small unit. That makes it 5. Then we have, actually he's right next to it, so that's hard cover. So math-wise, that would make it 7, but again, what we go back to is super 6 or 6 followed by 6. So I'm going to roll 1 d6 for each bazooka, and I need a 6. Ooh, and I got 2 6s.
So it very well might happen.
It might happen. So now I'm going to roll them again, and if I get a 6 again, then those are going to hit. If I don't, then nothing happens. And I don't. Whew. So, had some pucker factor there, but at the end of the day, nothing happened.
I wonder how much of an explosion a bazooka hitting a flamethrower tank would make.
It make good boom. It burn good.
But no other small arms off that Jeep?
No, it's
Okay.
just a double bazooka, but it does have a 360
Firing arc?
and then also it is armored in the front. So it's a 6 as a soft skinned vehicle on the left, right, and rear, but in the front it's a 7.
Okay. Another U.S. die.
Man.
Well,
Great googly moogly.
Well, what is left? You've got the
medic and the flamethrower team.
So that's what they are.
So in this case, I'm going to run my medic. Now, medics are somebody that I have only recently started using as well. And I hate to say this, but a lot of times I forget that I even have them. But if you die from small arms and you have a medic within 6 inches, there's an opportunity for the medic to attempt to resuscitate that guy and cut down on your casualties. All right, sir, I'm done.
And here's your last die.
Man, he keeps pulling mine.
You offered.
All right. So now I've got to put my last unit onto the board, which is my buddy the flamethrower. And in this case, I still don't really, well, you know, I got a whole bunch of infantry over there that I'm worried about. But I also see Lance still has another infantry squad, which is another, what, 18 dudes?
15.
15 dudes.
With an LMG.
Oh, 15 LMG or 18 with 3 mortars. So what's my biggest threat that I want to try to kill the most with, the fastest?
And you've got to think a few turns ahead because it's only a 6-inch range.
It is. And then also the Japanese, they're not as easy to scare as other armies are. So the flamethrower terror factor doesn't have as much impact. So in that case, I'm going to kind of split the difference. And I'm just going to get on the board. And I'm going to hide in the trees for right now. Or actually, I'm not in the trees. I'm in between the trees. So I have line of sight blocked. But I am not gaining light cover from being in the trees. And, you know, your models don't always allow you to get into the trees. So generally, when you get a situation like this, you just talk to your opponent and say, hey, I'm in the trees, or hey, I'm not in the trees, I'm behind the trees, or whatever. Okay, well, now it's all you, man, because you got like 12 dice in there that never got pulled.
You had more.
I did.
In any case, since you had to pull your wild card first, I'm going to pull the Horo, which is a vehicle-mounted heavy howitzer, and see if I can have him do what I want him to do before I commit the infantry. So advancing, we've got a 9-inch range. And we're going to fire at the squad right in front of him, this squad. We moved. I don't have any special rules, so I'm looking at a 4. Intervening light cover to make it a 5.
Yeah.
We know it's not long range because it's a 72-inch direct fire range, I believe.
Yes.
So we're
5.
looking for a 5. Definitely not a 5.
And I exhale. Now, the Horo's got a big gun on it. A couple of disadvantages with the Japanese armor is, one, what's its armor value, 7?
It is a 7.
7, so it's barely a tank. And then also the gun is fixed, so if he wants to shoot outside his arc, he actually has to move the whole body of the vehicle as opposed to just a turret.
But it does have a 45-degree arc.
Yeah, it does. It's got a pretty healthy arc.
Where to bring these infantry on? Well, the Jeep has armor on the front, so I couldn't affect them because I have no heavy weapons in that squad. And I think I need to put a pin at least on your squad here in the street. So we'll bring them in by the Horo. And otherwise, I believe that'll be the end of the turn. But I am going to advance before we wrap up.
What's going on?
What's up, man? Guys have been so busy over here.
Oh, yeah.
Very. I'm not as worried because you, sir, have a few, very few, indirect fire template weapons. And this side is, you could say it's target saturated. Just a bit.
Just a touch.
And it is a heavy mortar, so it'll be a 3-inch. That's a good size.
Yeah, it can range the whole board.
So I better hope for a low roll or a first die.
Alrighty. So that's the end of turn 1.
Ah, they still have to fire.
Oh, they were advancing.
Yes. And we're 24-inch range. Everything's within. Everything is outside of 12. And then the LMG is outside of 18. So everything is long range. The only thing not in is an SMG, which barely makes it to the wall.
Okay. So
we're looking at
long range,
9 shots,
move,
10, 11, 12. Loader
intervening.
was 4. We're looking at 16 shots.
at, I believe, straight 6. So intervening makes it 1, moved makes it 5, and then long range makes it 6. Straight 6s, right?
Straight 6s. Let's see some rising suns. 2 is good enough for
2
me.
hits. All right, so no matter how many times they hit you in that one volley, it's still only 1 pin.
And rolling to wound with a 4 and 3 is no wounds.
So you see, Rangers are expensive, but they move fast, and it's hard to kill vets. It's hard to kill vets. So,
With that being said,
all right,
nothing's down to be left in down.
we're gonna pick
Nothing
up
is an
the
ambush.
command die and put them back into the bag. Now, if we had any smoke on the board, you also roll and check for the smoke before you start the next turn. I'm counting my dice to make sure I got them. 3, 6, 9, 10. And there it is, 11. And then Lance, if you remember, had called in an artillery strike with the target on that tree over there by the farmhouse. So before we get going here into the second turn, that's actually the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to resolve that artillery strike. Now, while Lance looks that up, you'll find that your play style generally leans one way or another after a while. Like I said, I don't use tanks a lot, so I had to look up the tank stuff. I generally don't use airstrikes too often, so if I was going to do that, I'd have to look that up as well. You know, so have your rule book, have the index, and it's okay. Just look through it and walk it through.
And we are ready.
So what are we doing first?
We're just rolling to see if it comes in or not.
Okay.
And a 1, which is what I didn't want.
And it doesn't come in.
It is a miscalculation. Move the aiming point token 3d6 in a random direction and then immediately resolve an artillery barrage as described with the result below. Now what I like to do, I like to use the template wherever it has gone.
We have the template, or we also have the
That would be more random.
arrows on an order die.
So let's try to roll that right next to it.
All right, so it's going that way.
From the center
The
of that
original was
tree,
the tree, and then 3d6, right?
3d6.
So I need him to like go about 9, because if he goes much further, I'm in trouble. 5. All right, so 5 inches.
Roundabouts.
Roundabouts, which then puts us there, and we're just using this dice as a marker. And then what?
All right, now it fires for effect. We roll a die for each unit, friendly and enemy, within d6 plus 6 of the aiming point. So
D6 plus 6?
9 inches
9
from that
inches.
aiming point. Who are we
Okay.
gonna touch?
I think you're touching my medic for sure. Yep. He's within 6 inches.
Looks like the MMG team.
Yeah, I think so. I'm having depth perception problems, but I think the MMG team, so that's it. And the mortar is definitely out. Yes.
However, something happens with the building. We'll resolve that later because I know the rules are different.
See, this is why if you never shoot artillery, you never have to worry about all these rules. So.
Well, we'll resolve those two and then the building.
Okay.
So for the medic, let's see what the what kind of pins are hit that it takes. On a 1 through 5, it just takes pins. On a 6, they are hit. So they're going to take D3 pins.
Which means you roll a D6, divide by 2, so he has 1 pin on the medic. That was incredibly fortunate.
Now the MMG team. Oh, that was close.
So that's what, 2 pins? Or wait.
We know that it's going to get pins now.
Oh, okay.
One
Let's go get 1 pin. So now they're up to 2 pins. Okay. And now, yeah. It is possible to blow up buildings with HE and with artillery strikes,
I believe.
which is what Lance is looking up right now. It doesn't happen too often, or if it does happen, that's one of those things where, it's part of the play style of the group you play with, and by that point, everybody picks it up pretty quick. This is pretty rare for both Lance and I, but he is correct, so we're checking the rule book on it right now.
Okay, so is there only the
Spotter.
spotter in there? So that's all we have to worry about. Let's see if he gets pins or if the building takes a hit. Just pins.
Okay.
3 pins.
3 pins. Now, so this is a spotter that's in here, and I'm going to go ahead and take the roof off so we can see. So in this case, that spotter is tied to a single command die with this mortar crew. Now, do those pins go to the mortar, or do they stay with the spotter if I wanted to move the spotter? I'm trying to remember.
I believe they stay with the spotter, and if
Okay.
you want to fire using the spotter, you would have to take the order test with the pins. If you were to fire with direct line of sight from the mortar, you would not have to use the spotter and therefore not take the test.
Which could be significant. And not that I don't believe Lance, I do, because I think that I'm probably in bad shape. But just so we don't make the video wrong. Spotters. Okay. This is page 71. A spotter is always a single model. Spotter is part of the mortar or artillery team, but is always treated separately as not one of the crew. He does not have to be placed with the weapon crew. As the spotter forms part of the same unit as the weapon, he's directing no separate order dies provided. During a turn here, the weapon crew can be given an order, or the spotter can be given an order, but never both. Spotters can never assault or fire against enemy units. The spotter does not have an order die next to it, always counts as down. Spotter and crew are treated entirely separately in other respects, as if they were 2 units. And the spotter is not taken into account when determining whether the weapons team or artillery piece is destroyed. Should his associated weapons team or artillery piece be destroyed, the spotter is also removed. Well, where's the frickin'... Yeah, we've got this nice thing on the spotter, but it doesn't really say.
Well, even though I may be wrong, that's how I've usually played it. But
yeah, well, no, I think you're right. I'm just...
well, sometimes if you can't figure out a rule, if you just come to an agreement with your opponent, then that works.
All right, so either way, so we think there's 3 pins on him. And then we'll just roll with that because there are some ways to mitigate that. All right, we were just using this as a placeholder before, so it didn't actually get into play. All right, so now we're ready to start turn 2, right?
Correct.
All right, and then just for etiquette-wise, I'm going to pull the dice this time. Lance pulled the dice the first time. All right, in this case, it's his.
Why, thank you, sir. Let us take a sniper shot while he's still alive at your dismounted bazooka team.
Okay.
And again, we know it's within 36 and outside of 12. 1 shot. Small team does not affect a sniper's shot.
Correct.
So we're still looking for a 3. I imagine you don't want to go down because it too
No.
doesn't affect. And it's a miss.
Ah.
Next die, sir.
All right. So I have an order die here. So what I'm actually going to do, this is one of those things for gamesmanship, you have to look where the fight is right now. Okay, so this is really where my threat is over here. Lance has got some stuff over there, but those are mostly fixed weapons. They're not going to move or really hit too much without doing some serious stuff. But I could do some serious dying over here between the Horo and the 40 frickin' some dudes of infantry. So, what do I need to do? Well, in this case, I'm going to do a little gambling. and I am going to attempt to shoot my heavy mortar, and that spotter has 3 pins on it. So the way that this is going to happen is I've committed to it, so I'm going to issue a fire order and put that dice next to the mortar crew. But as Lance pointed out, now I need to pass an order test. Now my heavy mortar team is a veteran team, which gives them a morale value of 10, but the spotter is necessary because they don't have direct line of sight to everything. They're going to have to use the spotter. The spotter has 3 pins on it. So what's going to happen is that I have to pass that check. So we're going to do 10 as the base morale value for veterans, subtract 3, and that gets us, because of the pins, that gets us to 7. If I roll a 7 or less, I pass the order test and the fire mission goes through. And I rolled a 7. Yes.
Statistically likely.
And for passing that order test, I lose 1 pin. All right. So the next thing comes into play is I need to have an aim point. And what am I going to shoot? Am I going to shoot HE or am I going to shoot smoke? Well, in this case, actually, I'm going to shoot smoke.
Really?
Really, yes, because what that's going to do is it's going to block line of sight for a lot of weapon systems out here right now. And that heavy mortar smoke is the same as a medium howitzer's blast template. So I put that little chit out there as my aim point. And the nice thing about smoke is that it's going in one way or another. So if I roll a 6 to hit, it's go hit, and that smoke's going to go exactly where I placed it. So let's see. I got 5. So smoke can be ranged in just like HE, but in this case, the smoke's going in. But because I missed, Lance is going to get to place the smoke and from the aim point. And what that is, it is within 12 inches of the original aim point. So the smoke goes from being something that you aimed to being something that your opponent can place.
This whole area.
Yeah. But it works both ways, you know? So
Yeah.
if he can't see me, I can't see him either.
I'd like it to go just a little bit further to give some cover.
Well, maybe the next turn it may drift.
True. Wouldn't do much of blocking line of sight of the spotter. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get it out of the way, I think. A little bit on the wall.
Okay.
So on one hand, I might want to block them so I can get up closer, but then I can't shoot while I am.
Yeah.
I've never been good using smoke. That's why I don't.
And that goes back to that play style thing that we were talking about. Yeah.
So here's one marker and another.
Well, it stays there.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
if I do another fire mission and shot another round of smoke, I would only need to have a 5 this time.
Gotcha.
And me again. Okay.
Yeah, now you want to get all the first die out to
Yeah.
get your shots off.
I sure do. And I'm going to do something a little offbeat, and I'm actually going to move my tank. And let's see, I'm still on rough ground, so I can't run. So I can advance. It's a tracked vehicle, so I can go 9 inches with a 90-degree pivot. Okay. Now, when it says a 90-degree pivot, that's up to one 90-degree pivot. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot about 45 degrees, so I'm lined up with that gap. And 9 inches gets me to right about there. So tank comes forward, tanks goes here. All right, so now, because it's in advance order, I can shoot. And I've got a couple of different options now. So in this case, I'm going to stick with machine guns this time around. So I check the armament on my tank, and I see that I have a coax medium machine gun with a 36-inch range, and then I have a forward-facing hull-mounted medium machine gun with a 36-inch range. Those do not have to shoot at the same target. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my coax on the turret machine gun to shoot at, ooh, I forgot I killed that guy already. It happens. That's okay, I'm still in the arc there. All right, coax is going to shoot at that guy behind the radar dish, and the hull mounted is going to shoot in these guys up in the guard tower.
So we're looking at the snipers and which guy behind the radar dish? Because there's a lot.
That guy.
The artillery observer.
Yeah, whoever that is.
What kind of cover would you call that?
I call it light.
Okay.
When in doubt, light cover.
Okay.
Now, the other part of this is I'm shooting him because I lost battlefield awareness, but the Japanese only get 1 artillery strike.
Only one.
So that guy is actually worthless right now, but if I kill him, I get a victory die. And that's the thing, you have to look at your scenario. Is it a scenario where victory die matter? In this case it is, so yeah, I'm going to get a victory die if I kill him, but he's not a threat to me already, because that artillery strike, it's a,
Come and gone.
yeah, it's a one-shot gun there.
Now I am going to pull his die and have him go down.
Okay. So then, while Lance is doing that, I'm going to go ahead and measure it. I'm pretty sure it's long range. I just want to make sure it's in range, period, which it is, and it's long range. All right. So, coax.
Which I believe does get the gyro stabilization.
I believe it does also. Now, the hull does not, or does?
I wouldn't think so. It wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense.
One of them doesn't, and one of them does. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure gyro stabilize on
Would be for
this
the main
one
gun and coax.
and then not on the hull. All right, so we're saying that the movement didn't apply on this one. That long range, light cover, so that takes it to 5. Then he went down, which takes it to nominatively 7. So that means we need 6s followed by 6s. Medium machine gun for the Americans has 5 shots and nothing. All right, so that guy survives. Now we're going to look at the hull mounted shooting at the sniper team. Now, like we were just talking about, we think that the movement penalty does apply in that case. So base hit 3, movement makes it 4, light cover makes it 5, small team makes it 6, and long range, meaning more than 18 inches in this case, makes it 7. So again, I need 6s followed by 6s. Does that sound right, Lance?
Does.
Okay. Oh, I have 1 6.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, and I did. All right. So, what does that mean? Well, a couple things. All right. One, at absolute minimum, he's got a pin. Now, all I've done right now, though, is I've hit. I haven't wounded yet.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes, you are. So 6 followed by 6 got me a hit. So he's got a pin. Now those are vets or regulars?
Vets.
They're vets. That means I need to roll a 5 to kill one of them. And I don't.
Yay.
So in that case, yeah, all he ended
Yay
up
for
with
me.
is a pin. Yeah.
Yay for me.
Alrighty.
What was this die pulled for? Ah, these guys.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, since you're not trying to zero in on them, I can go ahead and fire at the same squad to try and zero in those light mortars,
Ooh,
which
yep.
I think is my best option at the moment.
All right, so he hasn't moved and I haven't moved, so, and he missed the first time, so now he needs a 5 or better to hit.
With the light mortars.
with the light mortars.
Now I'm starting to fire. Are you going to go down? It would not affect the light mortars, but it would affect all the rifles coming with it.
And the answer is no.
Okay.
That's
Little
my play
risky.
style.
So let's try the light mortars. Looking for 5s. Not a 1. Very far from it.
It's those steely-eyed Rangers.
So and then 11 shots from the rifles.
Let's see, long range, intervening cover.
And that's it.
Yeah, so 5s, right?
That'd be it.
Okay.
Two hits.
All right, so I know that that's 1 pin at minimum.
They're veterans, so looking for 5s again. 1.
And I lose 1 guy. So in this case, because it was a 5, I get to pick who it takes. And the etiquette is you remove your own guys. You don't grab somebody else's guys. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this rifleman.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. And you again.
Okay. Many options, many options. Let's go ahead and try to wrap up over here. We'll fire with the Horo. I'm not moving.
Okay.
Or is this squad going to go down?
No.
Okay. We're not long range.
Nope.
Would we call that intervening cover? I
Yes.
think we did last turn.
Yep.
So we're looking at a 4.
Yep.
No. I am not rolling very hot today.
My steely-eyed Rangers staring down into the barrel of death, who need to get the hell out of the road and do some killing. But it's Lance's turn again.
All right, let's just finish the push over here. We're going to advance. And then we're going to fire at those same Rangers in the road. Let's check ranges.
Closest model to closest model.
Would you call that SMG in range?
Yeah, long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and resolve that one.
Okay.
2 shots, long range. Movement doesn't count against it because it's an assault weapon.
Correct.
But
And intervening cover.
So we are at -2 total, looking for 5.
5s.
Got 1 hit.
1 hit, so that gives me 1 pin.
That's going to be the pin from all this rounds of shooting.
Yep.
Do we have a wound? We have a wound.
We have a wound, and once again, my red shirt rifleman goes away.
Okay, now for short range rifles.
And like Lance just mentioned, this is the same engagement, so I'm not going to get any more pins out of this, but I may get some more hits, I may get some more casualties.
So we're at 4 shots from close range rifles, looking at 5s.
Yep.
Moved, intervening cover. 1 hit,
Okay.
1 wound. Let's see if I can pick for an exceptional shot. Because it is small arms, but I don't.
Okay. So now I look at what I got, and at this point, this is going to be a close fight pretty quick. And my thought process is, and even if I go hand to hand, the submachine guns are going to give me an assault rule, which will help me in hand to hand. The LMG is going to let me spit out a lot of fire, so I'm going to go ahead and lose the bar.
All right.
And there we are.
Now for long range rifles.
Oh man, you're not done shooting yet?
Oh no, long range rifles. I
Son
see.
of my mother.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in the second row, and then 3 more here because this one is a loader for the LMG. So we're looking at 8 shots. And these will be 6s because of long range. I moved and intervening cover.
Yep.
Come on, 6. Nothing.
Nothing. Ha. God's will.
And the LMG.
What? You're still not done?
Still not done.
This is Japanese.
And that is within half range,
I'm about to unleash the sun.
but I moved and intervening cover. 4 shots, looking for 5s. Give me 1. Or 3.
Wow.
I'm not complaining.
All right. And
None.
nothing. So even though that seemed like 15 engagements, that was actually just one engagement there. So now, here we go. So now I'm figuring out where I'm going to go. Lance has already played his 3 most casualty producing guys right over there. Now he has some other stuff all over the place, but it allows me to ignore those squads now if I want to, because I still have guys on the board that can play, but they don't have to play right now because those guys aren't going to do anything. But somebody that's still a threat is that freaking flamethrower. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to move these Rangers up against this wall here and kill that flamethrower. Now to do that, I'm going to issue them an advance order, but they have 2 pins on them. So that means that they have to pass an orders test. Rangers are veterans as elite units. That means they have a base of 10, they have 2 pins, you subtract 2, that gives them 8. So now I need to roll an 8 or less to pass the order test to move. And I come up with 6. Because I passed the order test, I lose 1 pin. Now I'm down to 1 pin. And now they're going to maneuver. There we go. Okay. So now I've advanced. Now I'm going to try to hit the flamethrower team.
I am going to pull a die and go down.
All right, so he's going to go down, and we're going to check range too. So we're at 9 inches or so. Okay. Now, when Lance says he's going to pull the die and go down, it meant I was going to hand him a die. He's going to go down. So now I've got potentially 3 weapon systems on my end and a target. So here's what we're looking at. So up front I have 3 submachine guns. They have 2 shots each and they have a max range of 12 inches. We know that target's 9 inches away, so they would be at long range. I also have a bar which has a range of 30 inches, so that would make it normal range for them. It has 2 shots. Then I have an LMG which has a range of 36 inches, so that would be normal range, and it has 4 shots. But if the LMG shoots, somebody has to be the loader. So here's what I'm thinking, is I'm going to shoot 2 subs. I'm going to have one of the subs be the loader. I'm going to shoot the LMG and the bar. And since you have different weapon systems firing that way, we're going to kind of do it piecemeal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot these 2 subs. Those are 2 shots each, so 4 dice. We know they're at long range. All right, so the base to hit is 3. They're at long range for the submachine guns. That makes it 4. They're a small unit. That makes it 5. Then he went down, which gives him the same as, hard cover. So numerically it makes it 7. So that means I need 6 followed by 6 to hit with the submachine guns. And I got nothing. All right, so those subs, these 2 subs did not hit anything. This sub is not shooting because he's going to be the loader for the LMG. So now we're going to look at the LMG. Normal range, however, he did move and LMGs get the movement penalty. So that takes 3 to 4. Small unit makes it 5. Down makes it 7. So again, 4 shots at 6 followed by 6 with the LMG. And I got 1.
Possible.
So give me another 6, and I don't have it, so that's a no-go. And so now that takes me to the bar, and the bar does not get a movement penalty. So normal range, 3. Small unit makes it 4. Down makes it 6. No movement penalty for the bar. So now I have 2 shots with the bar at a straight 6. And nothing. So anyway, it briefed well. I lost a pen. But by forcing him to go down now, that flamethrower is no longer a threat to me either right now. Not this turn.
Well, so all I have left is to activate is the lieutenant, light howitzer, and medium mortar. He's a first lieutenant, so I'm going to go ahead and activate all 3.
Okay.
The snap to action.
So Lance is using the U-Man snap to action. Like you said, the first lieutenant allows him to activate 2 additional units. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out 2 additional order die for him, and he's going to use all 3 of them.
All right.
Now the order he activates is up to him.
Now the first lieutenant, he is going down. He's just activating the others, and I don't want him
Okay.
shot afterwards. And we're going to give 2 fire orders. One for the light howitzer and one for the medium mortar. Now the medium mortar has already lost his spotter, but he does have line of sight to at least 1 squad. And I think it's just 1 at the moment. And that would be the squad hiding in the orchard. To check real line of sight,
Is this the mortar or is this
this
the
is the
howitzer?
mortar. The indirect fire mortar from the rear.
So you get down and look, and I am going to agree that he does have line of sight.
On just the 2 men right around the corner.
That's all he needs to target it. Yep.
And so we are looking for a 6 because we're starting to zero in. No 6.
Okay. So if these guys don't move, then it's going to be a 5 on the next turn. Is that a medium mortar you said?
Yes.
Yeah, so they were in range.
And the light howitzer
Ain't got nothing.
can do indirect or direct.
No line of sight.
Would you call the fencing any intervening cover?
I mean, we could call it light, but
Light if we're up on it.
yeah, light if we're up on it.
Okay.
That's a good way to say it, and that's something that we should have resolved ahead of time. You know,
I
the
find it
awesome
agreeable.
wire fence is something we haven't played with a lot, but that kind of makes sense. So yeah, if you're right up on it,
Call it light,
light.
cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, again, I could shoot at the same squad in the trees, or there's a bazooka jeep that is not right now a threat to the hero, but could be very soon. And I'm going to fire at him.
And let's see, 45-degree arc of fire, and I'd like to say that I'm outside the arc of fire, but I am. I'm in it.
Or in it.
Yeah, I'm in it.
I think
So-
if I wanted to stretch it, I could say I catch this little guy here, but
Those guys are out of 45, but the bazooka jeep they shooting at is definitely in the 45, and so we're shooting direct fire. And what kind of gun is it?
let's double check. It is a light howitzer,
Okay.
which is a direct fire range of,
Oh, it's in range.
I believe, well, we need to figure out long range.
Oh, yeah, true.
Light howitzer is 48 for direct fire.
So 24 inches. It's diagonal. It's close. I'm pretty sure it's within 24 inches.
Yeah, we're at 20 and a half.
Yep. Okay. So really,
Looking for just a 3.
yeah, 3 to hit.
Does he have recce, and where do you want to use it?
I
don't know
He
if he
does
does.
not have recce.
Okay.
Actually, he might, but I don't care.
It's a hit.
All right. So he's hit the Jeep, and that is going to put pins on it as well. Now,
it?
what else happens with Jeeps or soft-skin vehicles is a little bit different. Now, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's, sportsmanlike. I think that's a flank shot. Because remember, the armored Jeep has an armor value of 7 in the front and 6 on the sides. But that, since he was shooting at an angle, that was really a side shot. So that would be an armor value of 6 then. So now he's going to roll the damage.
Well, first let's do the pins, because it being HE, it is a 2-inch HE for the light howitzer. It's D3 pins.
Now, so did you shoot HE at me or just shoot AP at me?
It is a light howitzer. It cannot shoot AP.
Oh, the American one can.
Ah.
Oh, that's why I'm getting confused.
Okay. No, these are just HE.
Oh, so this is just HE. So what's, all right.
So we're
So
looking
I
at
got a
D3
pin
pins
for
first.
getting a hit, and then what?
Well, it's just going to be D3 pins, which is just the 1 pin.
Oh, okay.
So you're good there.
All right.
And being a 2-inch, it has a +2 penetration.
Okay.
So +2 to this die roll, and I want to match or beat 6.
Okay.
Hopefully beat. And I don't.
I don't. So that's it.
Surprising.
Yes.
Seems ineffective. But I believe that's the rules.
I think that is right because the Jeeps are notorious for being survivable, even though you wouldn't think that they would be. You can pin the hell out of them, but they're actually hard to kill. I think we did that right.
I think so.
Let me check my cheat sheet.
Well, it is a soft skin vehicle, and I rarely interact with those. Correct.
Yeah. All right. You'll see I made this handy dandy cheat sheet called How to Kill a Jeep or a Soft Skin. Roll the hit. We did that. Roll the damage. Damage rating on Jeep is a 6 up. This means you can kill with small arms. It just takes a 6 to do it. You can shoot anything else other than small arms that has pen modifiers. Damage modifiers for flank or rear shot did not apply because they only apply to armored vehicles. Jeeps are not armored vehicles. Mine's a little different, but it's still in effect since it's on the side. All right, if you get a 6 or greater on your roll to damage after modifiers, roll on the damage table. That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. So I survived that.
Seems.
somehow.
I guess it just hit next to the ground.
Yep. Splat.
Oh, we've still got the mortar to use.
Oh,
No,
you
we
didn't
already
shoot
fired
that thing?
didn't
Yeah,
we?
you shot
I
that.
already fought that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now at this point, you'll see that Lance is done going, and now I can pretty much do whatever I want within reason. So I have 8 units that I can activate and order die. And this is the fog of war. It's not all I go, you go. Sometimes things are happening all over the battlefield all the time. In this case, I'm going to try to reposition this medium machine gun team. I intend to give them a run order, but they have to pass an order test. They're veteran. They have 2 pins. So that means 10 minus 2. I need to roll an 8 or less to get them to follow that order. Whew! And I
Barely.
count straight up at 8. Because they passed that order test, they lose 1 pin. Now they're down to 1 pin. Okay, so because this is a crew-served weapon, they can run. Advance allows them to run in place, and then run is move at full run value. So there we go. 12 inches, and their loader there, because the medium is a 3-man crew. So there's that. Now, the bazooka crew, I'm going to give them a run order as well. They don't have any pins on them, so there's no order test to pass. So I'm just seeing how far I can get them. I'm going to run them right here, 12 inches to the edge of that building. So now I'm going to try to get my medic up there where he can actually do something, maybe, if I don't forget about him. He has 1 pin on him. He is double checking, also a veteran. So 10 minus 1 for pin 9, so I need 9 or less to get the medic to follow order, and I roll a 7. So he loses that pin, which means he has no pins on him now, and is going to move his 12 inches. Now he needs to be within 6 inches to be able to medic somebody. So I'm going to go ahead and run him to right there. And his body armor, also known as a rifleman security. There's that. All right. I have my headquarters, who I am just going to go ahead and move up to the corner of the building here.
Oh, come on. The British are kicking my butt.
All right. And then we've got this Ranger squad here. Now in this case, I'm going to try to get them to kill somebody. So I'm going to try to give them an advance order, but again, they have 2 pins on them. Base morale value of 10 minus 2 pins. I need 8 or less to move forward. I get 5. So they pass the order, they follow the order. And had they not, by the way, they were within the platoon leader's morale bonus, so that would have came into effect. But they did pass, so now they're down to 1 pin. I'm going to move them up against the wall. All right, so now because they're touching the wall, they do get the hardcover advantage. All right, so what do I have up here? I have 3 submachine guns, and I have an LMG. Now the LMG needs to have a loader, so what I'm going to do is I actually have 2 submachine guns then, and an LMG with the submachine gun acting as a loader. Who are we shooting at? We're shooting at that infantry squad right in front of us, and we are going to check range because, again, the subs do a lot of damage. They don't get a movement penalty, but they don't have a huge range. And in this case, it looks like they're at long range. All right, so we'll do the subs first, 2 shots each. No movement penalty, but long range.
And 1 pin.
And 1 pin. So we've got 3 as a base to hit. 1 pin on the fire makes it 4, and then long range makes it 5. Troops in the open. Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
All right, so here's the subs at 5s. Wow, 4 hits.
Okay. They are veteran.
Well, let's go ahead and resolve the hits on the LMG too. So we've got 4 hits going in, and then we have 4 shots with the LMG. He does get a movement penalty for moving. All right, so 3, movement penalty makes it 4, pin on the fire makes it 5. So he's at 5s also?
Sounds right.
Sounds right. Okay, so 4 shots at 5. Nothing. All right, so I had 4 hits earlier. Lance went ahead and allocated the pin to his unit. Remember, it's just 1 pin no matter how many hits there are. And you said these are veterans?
They are.
Okay, so that means I need 5 or better to kill anyone. And I killed nobody. Man, there's not a lot of killing for either one of us today here.
No, not quite.
Yeah.
There's what?
Yeah.
I have 1 casualty, you have 2?
Yeah. All right, so what do I have left? I've got the bazooka jeep, and I've got the 2 squads in the orchard over here. Or, excuse me, got the bazooka jeep in the road. I got a flamethrower team in the orchard, and I've got a squad in the orchard. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get these knocked out. All right. To move the bazooka jeep, he's going to have to pass an order test because he's got 1 pin on him. So I'm going to give him an advance order. But
Now, is he veteran?
He is a veteran, I believe. I'm pretty sure I run everybody. Technically, if you run a ranger force, even though they don't all get the ranger rules, you're supposed to run them all as veterans, and I generally do. And yes, he is a veteran. So base morale 10, 1 pin. I need a 9 or less to get him to do anything. And I rolled an 11, and that is unfortunate. Now,
At least it wasn't a foobar.
this is true, and vehicles cannot go down per se, but in this case, we will go ahead and move the marker to down to indicate they failed the order test and he's already been activated. All right, so now I've got 2 dice left, and in the words of a great cartoon hero from the 90s that I can't remember the name of, it's pyrotechnic time. So, run order issued to the flamethrower team. They're behind the tree. This is where the flexible tapes come in good because then you can kind of work it.
Thank you. I'm going to pay the price with your mittens as I come around the tree going, ah!
And get him right there. All right. So they're running, but they did not. That means they can't shoot. And then this last squad, they're going to run as well. They have no pins on them, so there's no order test to be passed. And that will get me into the gate. Now, I'm not going to run through the gate because that doesn't make sense. But I think running to the gate and kicking it makes sense. And there we go. All right, so
Is that turn 2?
that is the end of turn 2. So we're going to pick up the order dice, and then the first thing we'll do as we go into turn 3 is we will roll and check the smoke and see what happens with the smoke.
Is it okay if we take a quick break?
All right, so we have smoke on the board from when I shot some smoke with my heavy mortar earlier. So we're starting the
Our players will resume combat.
So the first thing we're going to do before we get into play is we're going to check to see if the smoke drifts or disperses. So you roll 1d6. How many are watching? Ooh, we're famous. So on a roll of 1, the smoke is dispersed. On a roll of 2, all the smoke drifts. And on a roll of 3, the smoke stays where it is. So we're going to roll at 1 and it disperses. So the smoke is gone and I broke the hitch off my gun jeep.
No!
There we go. So the fickle winds of fate have dispersed my smoke.
All right, there have not been a lot of casualties in this game, but I think that's about to change.
I do indeed think that's about to change.
And it is U.S. first.
All right, so especially by turn 3, you need to remind yourself what the scenario objectives are. And in this case, scenario 2, mean engagement, it's kill the enemy. So killing as much of the enemy as you can before the 6 turns or the turn limit runs out. So everybody dead matters. It's not terrain based, it's not objective based, it's killing the enemy. So in this case, I'm going to continue to kill the enemy. I'm going to issue this Ranger squad an advance order. Which is going to move 6 inches. To right here. And maintain dispersion. In fact, I'm going to maintain offset dispersion so his freaking pack howitzer over there can't kill me.
Stay out of line of sight.
Yeah. And now I'm going to fire at his artillery observer up there. Because like I said, every death, every dice matters. All right, I am inside 6 inches for the submachine guns. So that actually gives me a pretty good position.
And you know I'm going down.
Yeah. So we've got 3 subs. I've got an LMG and a bar that's going to shoot. That rifleman that's in there is going to stay alive as the loader for the LMG. All right, so 3 subs, 2 shots each, no movement penalty because of assault weapon, inside 6 inches. So 3 is the base, inside 6 inches makes it point blank, takes it to 2. He went down, which then takes it back up to 4. So I need 4 to hit with the subs, right? Does that sound right?
Did you count small teams?
Oh, I did not count small teams, so actually 5.
Okay.
And that's why we talked through it, to keep each other on track there. So I need 5s with the sub, and I've got 1 hit. Now I'm going to look at the bar. The bar is at normal range, less than half his max range. He does not have a movement penalty, but he is shooting at a small unit that is down. So 3 is the base to hit, small unit makes it 4, down makes it 6. So I need 2 6s, and I got nothing. And then the last one is the LMG, 4 shots, normal range, but movement penalty makes it 4, small unit makes it 5, down makes it numerically 7, which means 6s followed by 6s with the LMG. 4 shots and nothing. So right now I've got that 1 hit from the sub shot earlier. What is he, a regular?
He is regular.
He's a regular, so that means I need a 4 to kill him. And I rolled 1. So I put pin on him, but at the end of the day, nothing came out of it.
Next unit will be American.
All right. And it's I again.
As I said before, it's a target-rich environment.
It is indeed. All right. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue an advance order. Actually, okay. So you cannot pre-measure for range for firing or movement in this case. So now I have a predicament because my flamethrower here has a maximum range of 6 inches. I'm pretty close to 6 inches to this guard tower, but I'm not sure that I am. So I'm going to have to make a call one way or another. Now, one way of range estimating 6 inches is that a dollar bill is 6 inches long. So I think I'm inside dollar bill, so I'm going to issue them a fire order rather than the advance and having the movement penalty. So once I'm given the firing order, now I'm going to check the range. And I am actually,
Most definitely.
yeah, I'm within 6 inches. Okay, so what's happening now though is I'm going to shoot a flamethrower at this guard tower that his sniper is in, which is actually flamethrower shooting at a building. Okay, so flamethrowers against building, and I've got my excerpts in my cheat sheet here. Flamethrower can only be used against troops inside buildings where there is a window, open door, or some other gap to shoot through. Check. Flamethrowers ignore to hit modifiers for cover and are therefore very useful when used against troops within buildings. As within HE shot, troops and gun crews derive no protection from their gun shield or extra protection rule. If a flamethrower is used against troops in a building, the building catches fire on a D6 roll of 4, 5, or 6 and is considered impassable from then on. Any and all surviving infantry units inside a burning building will immediately abandon in the same way as units disembarking from a vehicle that has been immobilized or destroyed. Artillery units inside a burning building are automatically destroyed. So bottom line, I'm going to roll a D6 if I get a 4, 5, or 6 that guard towers on fire.
Well, you got to roll a hit first.
But it's just to hit the building though. So the roll to hit the building is a 4, 5, or 6.
No, that's if the building catches on fire after you've hit and done all that. So you rolled a hit, then we translate that to how many hits. We resolve all those, and then
But
even
see,
if
I'm
they
shooting at
somehow
the building, I'm not shooting at him. I'm shooting. Let's go to the main rule book versus my excerpt on this. Flamethrower versus buildings is on page 125. Oh, by the way, if you see the index that Lance and I are using, the PDF of that is on our Facebook page in the files section. Flamethrowers against buildings. As with HE shots, troops in the, all right. Well, that's exactly what I extracted. That's what I just said.
I'm just saying
any and all surviving infantry units inside a burning building abandoned. You're right. So, yeah, I need to do, yeah, you're right. So I need to do the attack on the troops with the flamethrower. If anybody lives through that, then we see if the building catches fire, and if anybody's left alive and the building's on fire, then they unmask the building.
Well, even if they die, you can still catch the building on fire to deny the use of it.
Okay. All right. So, flamethrower ignores all penalties except for moved, which it did not do, and small unit, right? Yes.
I believe so.
Yes. So it is a small unit, but I am moved. And the deal with the flamethrower is that with its a man-packed flamethrower, its long range is more than 3 inches. However, inside 6 inches is still point blank, so it freaking negates itself. But that calculation is there.
I usually do not play with anything past 3 inches, like for a flamethrower or a pistol, to be considered long range.
Yeah.
So I would just call it, it's at close range. There's no long range. You're at point blank.
Okay.
So the 3 goes to a 2, and then the small team takes it back to a 3. That's what I would play it as.
Okay. So we think that I need a 3 then. All right. So 3 or better to hit. I got 5.
All right,
okay,
we got a hit.
All right. So now
that translates to D6 hits.
All right, there's a couple things going on with the flamethrowers, and this is something that's been discussed internationally right now. All right, so what it says on the flamethrowers is that a unit hit by a flamethrower, once firing has been worked out, immediately has to take it, basically a terror check against flamethrower morale check. Now in the U.S., once firing has been worked out is usually interpreted as once you figure out if you hit or not, which we have. In the UK, evidently recently, that means that you've gone all the way through all your damages and everything else, and then you do your flamethrower thing. That has not been changed into the RADA yet. So the way that we've been running it here, and I think is keeping with interpretation until something comes out clarifying in the RADA. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do pins, and then we'll do a morale check.
Sounds good.
Okay. So
It is, I believe, D3 plus 1.
I think it is D3 plus 1. I'm just double checking. Yes, D3 plus 1 pins. All right, so I hit the guys in there. D3 plus 1. So D3, that means that's 2 plus 1.
So
3 pins in addition to what you had already.
1 already, so they're at 4 pins.
All right, so go ahead and take your morale test right now.
Sniper is veteran, minus 4 pins, takes it to 6 or below. Oh, they failed.
And they failed, and now they're dead and they're gone.
And let's knock everything down, taking these guys out.
And then I'm also going to get an order dice for that. Oh, we finally exchanged an order dice on turn 3.
Take your order die. I'll get 1 back.
And then now also we're going to see if the building catches on fire. So 4, 5, or 6, it's on fire. And it's not.
It's not. Now, does the flamethrower run out of fuel?
Ah, that's a good question, because every time the flamethrower shoots, not whether it hits or not, but every time it shoots, after the last thing it does is roll to see if it runs out of fuel or not. If you get a 1, which I didn't, thank goodness, it runs out of fuel. It's also important to note that when you have an individual flamethrower team like the Americans do here, if that thing runs out of fuel, then he's dead and your opponent actually gets the victory dice for it. If the flamethrower is in a squad, like an engineer squad, and he runs out of fuel, he does not die, he turns into a rifleman. So that's your pros and cons between running an independent flamethrower team versus part of a squad.
All right. And now we're going to swing right back at with an advance order on my flamethrower.
I don't think you're going to get close enough.
Oh, I think I will.
Oh, yeah, you are. That's unfortunate. Now, in this case, you know, part of you would think, oh, well, you can go down, but going down against a flamethrower
Does nothing.
does nothing because flamethrowers ignore down.
And cover and all those good things.
Yeah.
But I did move, and it's not an assault weapon, correct?
Correct. So you will have a penalty for moving. So basically a 4.
Looking for a 4. It's a hit.
Okay.
So D3 plus 1 pins.
Yep.
So 2 pins, 2 more pins.
So
we should
4
say.
pins. All right. So now I am going to check my veterans with 4 pins. I need 6 or less, and I get 7, so I fail, and they're gone.
And pulling a die.
And he is pulling a die. There we go.
So the score is evened again.
And in this case, too, I had the medics, but the medics could not try to bring somebody back to life from HE.
From anything with a penetration value.
Yeah, anything with a pen value, which the flamethrower does, so yeah.
Now, does this flamethrower run out? Does not.
Does not. Okay.
That is the second time in my life it has not run out. Now, the next unit is American.
Okay. So I have an opportunity right here that could go ahead and kill his flamethrower team, but he's already gone. He can't do anything else. He's not a threat to me. But what is a threat to me is that light AT gun over there. So
Light howitzer.
Light howitzer, excuse me. So I am going to use my bazooka jeep, or attempt to use my bazooka jeep, to take him out. Now he has,
I think, just 1.
1 pin on him. He's a veteran, so he needs to pass an order test first. And he passes the order test and loses the pin.
Oh, wait, extradition rule doesn't.
All right. So he's on the road.
14D5.
Advance for a wheeled vehicle is 12 inches, I think.
Correct.
All right. And 290-degree turns or one?
2.
Two. All right. And he's on the road, so he's got a double movement rate. Either way, I know that he can move up to 24 inches. He's in the middle of the board, so I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to move him, and then I'm going to turn him right there, where he's got 2 bazookas right there.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
If you'd have kept him stationary, you would have just been at long range. But now that you've moved, you won't be at long range, but you're still going to be hitting on 4s because you moved.
Yes. And in that case, I had a thought process that I can't share right now because I can't
Okay.
remember what it is. But it had something to do with getting the Jeep out of the middle of the intersection.
Okay.
I think I had a reason for doing that.
Okay.
But you're right.
You don't have to tell me the reason.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you
All right.
didn't forget something.
So the bazooka has a range of 24. I believe we're more than 12 there.
You are within 12.
We're within 12. Okay. So
Just
it's normal.
barely.
Okay. But he did move. So basically, I've got 2 shots at 4 to hit that light howitzer. And I have 2 hits.
Oh, boy.
5 and a 6. All right. Now, does that light howitzer have a gun shield?
It does. I don't believe it matters.
I don't think it matters either. Now, what the gun shield does is it gives the crew extra protection when against penetration. However, the bazookas have a +5 penetration each, so it's probably not going to matter.
Yeah. Even at a +4, it's still
Yeah.
going to wound.
So basically anything but 1. And I hit them both. So,
All right. So there's 1 guy left in there. And because over half the squad has been taken out,
Yeah.
I need to take a morale check. So I've got 1 pin. They are veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me double check. They are veteran.
Okay.
So 9 or less. They're safe.
All right.
Or he is safe. The 1 left.
So he has 1 man left there, so you need to mark that somehow. So either with a chit or something.
I think we can remember, but just in case.
Yep. So to clarify on that, that was a 3-man crew. So I killed 2 guys with the bazookas, very, very much dead, but they are not HE rounds. They're shape charges, so they are giant-ass bullets. So there is 1 guy left alive in the light howitzer there. Cool.
All right, will I get to swing back? I hope so. And I do. But, so just like for you last turn, this whole wing had already gone. You didn't worry about them. Now for you, this whole wing is already gone, and I don't have to worry about them, except for your tank. But I can't do a lot for it. So, let's just go for a good old-fashioned bonsai charge.
Bonsai charge across rough ground and over the wall.
Well, I would go to the wall, I believe.
I don't
But
think we can fight
you
each
do,
other over
you
the
do.
wall.
Well, we can fight over the wall. However,
I mean, I think you can basically charge in rough ground at an advanced rate, so 6 inches.
Now I have to second guess that because I don't think that's 6 inches to get to that wall.
I don't think so either.
Well, let's make that an advance. And now we measure and find I would have been a ½ inch short.
Yep. Now, I am starting to run low on infantry.
And before I continue, I had an order test to take
Oh,
at 1 pin, veterans. They passed.
okay. So I rarely go down. However, in this case, because again, I'm losing, I need some infantry to stay alive so I can kill him. I am going to go down on this one.
Okay. Would we count any cover with them being both right on top of each other?
Nah, I'd say it's a push.
Okay. So we're looking for 5s, with you being down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start with, well, I've got an SMG. Let's start with that.
Hang on. Not 5, 6. Because you moved.
Ah, I did move. You're
Yeah.
right. Well, let's play it for each one because the SMG, it is an assault weapon. So
Yeah.
the movement does not count.
Yeah, so the SMGs would be 5s then.
So I start at 3, go to 5 for down, plus 1 for point blank. So to 4s.
Yeah.
1, 4.
Okay.
So that is a pin on them in 1 hit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 12 rifles that are at point blank. But I moved and you're down, so that is 5s.
Okay.
That's a few hits.
I'm trusting
7.
you.
And an LMG, which moved, but it's point blank, and you're down, so 5s again.
Okay.
A 3, 3, 4, and a 6. So we've got a total of 8 hits. Rangers are a veteran.
Yeah. 2 kills.
So 2 kills. Let's see if they're exceptional. One is, let's go ahead and take the sergeant.
Okay. Now, since he lost the squad leader, that means they'll have a permanent -1 on their order test as well. So that's why I'm putting that just base marker as a marker for that.
And with losing half the unit, that is a morale check.
It is. And yes, this is a morale check, not an order test, so it does go against the full morale of 10.
I thought pins counted for that.
Do they? Order test, pins count. Morale check, though. Let's double check that.
We aren't pros.
58.
Sure. Convoluted.
Oh, this is the same as an order test, and all modifiers that apply to an order test also apply to a morale check. Okay. So, so 2 pins, and the squad leader is 3, -3. So 10 -3 is 7. So I need 7 or less, and I get 5. So I passed. Still alive.
All right, but you don't lose a
No.
pin because it's a morale check,
Yeah.
not an order test.
So I just don't run away.
All right. Americans.
Fire mission.
You still want to drop smoke?
No, I'm gonna drop HE. But before I do that, I'm gonna pass the order check with my spotter, who has 2 pins, and he does. So now he's down to 1 pin, which doesn't really have anything to do with the actual firing. All right, so hitting on a 6.
Correct. Starting to zero in.
And I got 4. So it does not hit. But
It would have been a good hit if it did.
would have been a very good hit if it did. So I had to take that shot. All right.
And our next die is American again.
Issue a fire order to the medium machine gun team. They have to pass an order test with 1 pin, so 9 or less.
They pass.
6, they pass.
I wonder what they might shoot at.
I believe it will be the flamethrower, sir. And I believe that to be regular range. It has intervening cover and it is a small unit, so I believe I have 5 shots going for 5 or greater in order to hit.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Yeah. If I was 2 inches forward, I'd call it heavy cover, but
Yeah.
that's how we've been playing it.
And I have 2 hits.
So we've at least got a pin.
And they are what?
Veteran.
So I need 5s to kill. I have a 6.
Is it exceptional?
It is.
All right, I
So
think I know
therefore
what
that
you're doing.
flamethrower team is gone. So to clarify on that, if I had not got a 6 ball by a 6, it would have just killed the assistant gunner and the flamethrowers would have still been active with the -1 penalty. But because I had a 6 ball by 6, I chose to kill the actual flamethrower itself, which then removes the whole crew.
Well, shucks. All right, now I can swing back. But how? Where? When? Now. Let's give the infantry squad an advance order. No order test needed. And let's shoot at the bazooka jeep. I think at least one of these mortars is going to be too close, which 2 of them are too close. So I'll go ahead and take the wishful shot with the 1 light mortar, which I'll be damned. It
I'll
hits.
Be damned. It does indeed.
So, and I'm guessing that's an open top vehicle.
Well, it's thin skin, so it's the same.
Okay.
There's no,
Well,
it's a minimum full damage if you go over 6. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're at
What's the pen?
+2 for,
All right.
I'm sorry, +1 for a light mortar.
Yeah.
But then top would
Oh, yeah,
give
so
another
in that
+1.
case,
So
yeah.
we're at +2.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
But there will be D2 pins. 1 pin.
Yeah, it's not like a limited thing. Like, I'd be worried if it was one of these battle boxes that they do for Christmas. No way!
And now for rifles.
Yeah. So you get the, like, they were doing something dark.
All firing rifles will be longer than 12 inches,
Like I just like dark, just like
but they are all within range.
to mix in with it with no penalty.
So we've got 11 because our sergeant has a SMG.
I got plenty of orders.
We're looking for 6s. Or, I'm sorry, we're not looking for 6s. I moved, long range, and then are we counting this as cover, intervening?
Intervening, yeah.
So yes, 6s.
There are rumors of new gas holes.
1 6. Give me another 6. No.
He could be anywhere from the size of the new Redemptor Dreadnought all the way up to much lower.
Japanese again. Well, I might as well activate the lieutenant along with the 2 pieces right next to him. If I can pull my last die. Oh no, I have 1 more left. The Horo is not gone yet. LT goes down. And 2 fire orders.
Yeah, just don't have to give him like power claws or anything. Just give him a chocolate slugger and just watch him work. You know, give him
And the medium mortar will have to target your flamethrower team because they're the only unit of yours that they can see.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking for a 6.
Nope.
And the light howitzer
Oh, nice.
at a -1.
Well, if I pass the order check, which
Yeah.
I should probably do before anything else, -1 +2 for the LT right next to him still caps it back out at 10 as he's better.
But then he's got pins on top of the -1, right? What?
I'm sorry?
He's down to 1 cruise, so that's -1. Then he's got pins, right? You got pin marker.
He's got
right?
1 pin.
All right, so that's -2.
It's a first lieutenant, that's
so then
+2.
2, and so that's 0. Yeah.
Passes.
Yep. So he still has a -1 to hit.
Well, so if I target the flamethrower, I'll be hitting on 5s. And if I target the bazooka jeep, I'll be hitting on 4s. I think I'll go for the bazooka jeep, even though it's front armor.
All
It's
right,
a hit.
So a hit, and then
D3 pins. So 2 pins.
2 more pins, or 2 pins total.
Just 2 pins total.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 3.
So then we're at +2 penetration against
Against
7
7.
because your jeep has extra armor.
In the front. Yeah.
So glancing.
All right. Now,
On a soft skin vehicle, is it always a full penetration?
it's always a full penetration.
Okay. It's wrecked.
Yeah.
I should take the order die, and I believe that evens our score again,
It does. We have not done much killing today here, Lance.
surprisingly. That is everything. It's American.
Well, they're all me now, aren't they?
I have 1 die left. You have
Okay.
3 more left in this bag.
All right. I'm going to issue an advance order to my tank. And he's going to advance 9 inches with this pivot, which is,
I think a barbed wire would be gone.
yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Do not have line of sight on whatever that Japanese tank looking thing is. But I do have line of sight on that squad.
But are you passing within an inch of your own guys?
That's a good question. And the answer to that is yes, because I have my own people in between. So that really sucks.
Do you want to move it elsewhere? Because I imagine you just forgot about that rule.
No, I didn't forget about it, but I did forget about it. All right, I've already moved there.
Well, you do still have these targets.
That's what I'm looking at there. I think I can shoot them. All right, so I can either do +6 or 2-inch HE. Is that right?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah, the MMG or the HE. Or yeah, you could use the coax if you wanted.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do the 2-inch HE on the light howitzer.
All right.
So it's gyro stabilized, so no penalty for movement. It's less than 36 inches, so it's normal range.
There's no small team because it is artillery.
Ah, that's right.
So,
All right, so basically 3.
it looks like it. It's a 1.
That was cocked.
That was not cocked.
It was a 1.
Went into the barn.
All right. Well, that was a whole lot of waste. All right.
Ah, my last die. I'll go ahead and give you the bag since the rest are yours. Well, I don't have a lot of targets for the Horo as it is, but I think we'll make an advance move. We'll make our turn first. We've got 9 inches. And I think I should take out your spotter. Well, I would like to, but he's not worth an order die. So I could go after the MMG. It would be movement and intervening cover. So it'd be a 5. Let's go for that.
So what? MMG?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a 4. No dice.
Okay. All right, and the last 3 dice are mine. Who is not gone? I have a bazooka team, I have medics, and I have headquarters over here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a run order to the bazooka team.
That is my worry. Oh, just a run?
Well, yeah, the term's over, so it'll be a little bit of a Mexican standoff there on the order die.
I thought you would advance and shoot, but that'd also be pretty close to 24.
I know. I thought about that.
But this way you won't have to advance next turn.
No. And in this case, run order. To them too. All right. And that is the end of turn 3?
I believe so.
All right.
I imagine nothing is staying down.
What we're going to do is we're going to take one rifle shot at purposely fly into it. Use them out in the most intense one.
Woo! Top of 4. Oh boy. Well, this may be the only chance he gets. So firing at your bazooka team. Did not move, but small team and intervening cover. Are you going down?
Nope.
Of course not. Ah.
Nope. Ooh.
May yet happen. Let us advance the infantry squad. And really try to take out that
I'm going to
take out that
mute
bazooka.
myself while I go meditate in the men's room while you move your 50,000 man infantry squad.
They want to close these warriors desperately. This sucks.
Well, and they can't traverse they traverse real space, but those warp storms still.
They skim the warp, kind of like the tower. It takes a lot longer. What do they care?
Okay, go ahead and shoot because, somebody was in the men's room.
All right, let's start with the light mortars. They are, that's close.
To the buffet for dinner.
But they're winning. So.
That's me. I think the one race is kind of 40K of all else.
I would think 1 is just outside of 12.
They're getting exactly what they want.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just want to floor.
So 1 die. Let's hope for a 6.
Nope.
Close. Doesn't count though.
Yeah.
SMG is out of range. So all other rifles are in range, but long range. We have 11 rifles. Now I moved. You're a small team and intervening cover. Are you going down?
Nope.
So I'm looking for sixes. Two hits. So there is a pin. And they're veteran. Got one. Do I select? Do not.
And medic within 6 inches. And doesn't save anybody. So what'd you lose? One? Or did I lose one guy?
One guy. Which is half the squad, which will trigger the morale check.
And he fails.
Wow.
Yep. That sucks.
I thought I was rolling bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to ask you for a die.
Oh, I do have the die, don't I? There you go.
Well, it's not like that Easy 8's not going to pop the Horo soon anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fire order to the mortars. Spotter's got 1 pin. Spotter passes, no pin. Need a 5 to...
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
6, yes! All right, so that is a heavy mortar.
It's a heavy mortar, 3 inch.
It is a heavy mortar.
I see 9 there. 9. You're going to get about 9 wherever you go.
All right.
So I suppose I should go down to half that.
You could.
I think I need to. 9 is a lot, especially at +3.
Yes. All right, so do I round up or down then?
It's half rounded up. So it's 5
5
hits. Well, let's
Five.
do the pins first.
All right, so that is
D3
D3
pins.
So 3 pins. And then 5 hits at a +3 pen.
Which their veteran takes it down to 2s.
So 3.
All right, I saw a couple ones.
Yeah.
They are zeroed in.
All right, me again.
They attack the Canadian hiker just as a warm up before going into the Eye of Terror.
Right.
We could bombard the planet from orbit, but first off, that's cowardly.
Yeah.
I'm going to issue an advance order to the medium machine gun team, which allows them to rotate in place. They're going to fire at that squad next to the Horo. I believe they are good.
Yeah.
And they're in range, and it's more than 18. I'm confident. So,
Range check. 24.
yeah. All right, so I have 5 shots at long range, which takes it to 4, and intervening cover takes it to 5. So 5 at 5.
And it is an advance. Does that count as a move?
Oh, it does. You're right. So it's 6.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, and they're down.
They're down?
We never pulled the die to make them down.
Oh, yeah. That's
Remember,
right.
I went down
knew
to
something was.
half the hits.
Yeah. All right, so 6s by 6s then. Well, there's 1 6. Every little bit helps.
Yeah. So it is a pin.
And another 6, so
Or no, that is a hit now. So
I have
that's
a
pin.
hit. So I have 1 hit.
They're a veteran.
And I killed 1.
One did.
Necking him down.
What is the side armor on the Easy 8? 8 or 9? 9, right?
9.
9. That'd be a +2 with the light howitzer, and it'd be side armor, which would make it +3. So I'd have to roll a 6 for a glance. I don't know that that's worth it. I'm going to set the light howitzer into ambush.
It's a technique.
Again. I'm going to fire the medium howitzer, which I believe was targeting the flamethrowers last turn, as it's the only thing they can see.
Yes.
So we're looking for a 5.
Yep.
I just realized that now that a lot of people are starting to show up, it's lagging out a little bit. So
No hit.
this game's over. I think they've got the game room Wi-Fi, and then there's a game room broadcast, and I'm not on the broadcast. It's like every once in a while I'm dropping down to like 60 kilobytes per second. I'm like, whoa, I need like 1,000 minimum. It's a little fuzzy, but it is recorded, and those are got to be crystal clear. And then Lance made the page public for right now, so now the link can be shared out to enough people. Because before we were like, why is no one able to share this link?
Well, I was just doing a demo, so they're done with the demo. And
What are your thoughts?
Thinking about close assaulting either your platoon leader or that light howitzer. But I'm not going to come this way because you're in ambush. And I was looking at the angle, and I'm pretty sure you don't have the angle on me with the light howitzer from this way. However, I am assaulting from farther than 6 inches out, so this guy can shoot at me. Or,
Well, I do think it has line of sight just past this, about a 1/2 inch width. So if you crossed it, since he's in ambush, he could get it.
or I could just simply advance and move the guys here. Yeah. Yeah.
Just to get even closer to the observer who's been crapping his pants this whole match?
He has, and I think it may be time for him to go now.
All right. Well, I'll have to go down.
All right, so 2, 4, 6. 6 shots with the subs at point blank, 2 shots with the bar at point blank. So I'm going to roll all of those together. So 8 shots at 2s?
I believe 5s. Small team and down.
Oh, is he down?
Yes.
He is down.
So that would take it to 6s, but
And
then you're
5s.
point blank.
Yeah,
so
you're right, 5. And I've got 2 hits.
Okay.
And then the LMG would be 6s because of movement. 4 shots at 6. Ooh, and 2 more. All right, and then he is a veteran?
Regular.
Regular, so 4. There we go.
Gone.
He's finally dead.
Here's the die.
Thank you. All right. All right. So it is mine. All right, I'm going to issue a run order to the flamethrower.
Well, I'll trigger the ambush just as he's starting to run away. Trying to get it done too quick, huh? It was just a direct shot, not long range or anything, buddy. Well, small team.
Yeah.
So looking for a 4. There's a hit. Would have been for a 2-inch, D3 pins. 2 pins. And then, well, you can't go down as you're moving. So +2 penetration. They're veteran. So looking for 3s. 1 hit. Or 1 wound, I should say.
son doesn't take this. Yeah.
That does trigger a morale check.
I'm like, it doesn't have that fun that 40K puts out.
And he passes.
Okay. He's now at -1 to hit when he shoots. He's missing his loader.
What turn is this? 4?
4. We have 2 more turns, maybe 1 more after that.
I don't really feel these guys. Like the Skaven, I know the Skaven can be a real all day or night. Oh, yeah. They're fucking like, they're like Steve Fox. Like, scientists, yeah, like the rat ogre. It's like working all night. They put it in everything. They're like freaking Frankenstein combined with crackheads.
Yeah, and they got like the weapons and stuff that you can plant into them and stuff like that.
Doing mad experiments. Plus, I saw the doom wheel, and I thought, like, oh my god, it's freaking hamster wheel.
All right, so I've got the last 4 here, so I'm just pulling.
Artillery. Awful. Because they embody the worst characteristics of all societies. Worst impulses combined with mad genius and cleverness.
But the big thing was that I never got that tank neutralized. I missed like 4 shots on it. I didn't want point.
They kind of won 10 times. Yeah, because they were pretty much as virgin the world themselves, if not for
Options, options.
Yep.
What's your thought process?
Well, I'm looking at a lot of things, but at this point, I'm looking at survivability versus math. And I'm pretty sure I can still win on killing on the math as long as I survive. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to issue my double rangers here a run. They have 2 pins on them and a -1 because of the death of their squad leaders. So that takes them from 10 to 3. However, or 10 to 7 with the 3. But then there's a first lieutenant there, which gives them a +2. So actually, I need a 9 or less to get those guys to run. And I do, and they pass. So that takes them down to 1 pin.
Oh, okay, so it's not short.
Right, yeah, just using your own dedication.
All right. And going to, that goes with them, and then my headquarters here, I'm also going to issue a run order to.
The whole game was over. It came down to major powers and either side. The Skaven had pretty much whole planet freaking annihilated by radius coming out of every major city.
One last die.
Sure, headquarters, I think.
That would be correct. Well, he does have line of sight to this squad, so I guess I'll just take a quick fire order with a SMG in the squad. Long range.
Hard cover, more than 50%.
Hard cover.
More than 50% obscured by the building.
I'd give it light. And I can see 4 of the 6.
You can see 4?
From this guy, yes.
All right, all right.
No, they got an aspect.
It's a 4 and a 6.
All right.
1 hit or 2. Is there any cover?
There's some cover.
Light cover?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there's
then
1
what
hit.
is it? Yeah.
The 6, so that's a pin.
Yeah.
And they're veteran with a 6. So let's see if it's exceptional. It is not. So 1 pin and 1 did.
So for those of you watching, this is a much slower, less bloody game than it normally is for
Well,
whatever
especially with
reason
Rangers versus
Yeah.
IJA.
All right, who I got left? Medic. All right. Let's go advance. There. All right. There. All right. So that is the end of turn 4.
All right.
Well, unfortunately,
Oh wait, yeah, they're zeroed in still.
was much bigger than you. Yeah. We want something to stop. We really want something to stop. It stops. Yeah. And that's when you direct, once you're getting to the point of direction.
So we're going to the top of 5,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, and I picked up a random dice, so let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 11. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit, 6 unit, 7 unit, 8 unit. Okay, I'm right.
So top of 5, score is tied 3-3.
Yeah.
Japanese. I think I need to move the squad zeroed in.
I think you do.
However, they have 4 pins. They're, with all those pins, I'm going to have to declare a bonsai to charge towards the nearest visible enemy. I know they're not going to make it there.
But it'll get them moving.
It'll get them moving. So 6 inches straight towards. I think it'll get some over and some not. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what the Eldar are hoping. That the Imperial can hold everything off.
Leave us alone after we fix everything. Let's fix everything together, and there's no wipe us out after we fix everything.
Yeah, which is totally not.
I don't know. Gilliman might.
So there's your 0 marker, and they lose 1 pin for bonsai.
Gilliman might, because he's more sensible.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I said you lost, or I lost 1 pin for bonsai.
Okay.
I want the line. The line of Ryan does not like Gilliman. Ryan hates him. I don't think he would openly affirm so, but I think he would like break away from Gilliman.
Well, they've been talking about doing a second Imperial Civil War.
Split the galaxy by decision malediction and like have the Dark Imperium and then the regular Imperium.
Well, because I think they're setting it up to where the Blood Angels will be basically the catalyst for it, because they made
Blood Angels or Dark Angels?
Blood Angels. Because they're
Fire order on infantry squad.
Dante, the warden, is
-2, +2. -2 for their pins and sergeant, and +2 from the LT.
What are you talking about?
You talking about these guys?
No. Mortars. Shooting
ah.
at them.
Well, look at me assuming.
All right.
I'm betting they're going to find Guilliman's little book that talks about Imperial Secundus and how Sanguinius was once the Emperor. And they're going to go, hey, we should do this again.
American again.
Apparently our primary
Yeah. Even though he did not.
but he's not there to say it anymore.
Guilliman talked him into it, and that's why I think the Lion's going to come back, and he's going to tell the Blood Angels about it. And then you're going to
What you doing?
I'm running.
Split of the Imperium. The major
Now that I have no ambush set.
Correct. And assaulting.
Okay. Because you're more than 6 inches away, I will get a
But you
fire
didn't
action.
do it before I touched it.
like to see it try and stop.
Right. It's just 2 shots,
I know.
and it'd be at long range, so 4s.
Oh, hang on. I need to pass the order test. And I
Whoa.
failed it.
That 1 pin was useful for me.
Yeah, it was. So now they're down, and they're back. Whoops.
He never lost.
best swordsman, I mean, out of all of them.
He never lost. Like he took on Conrad Kurz.
So that sucked.
There's supposed to be some really powerful. He forgets
Japanese. Oh. Boy, oh boy.
I can't imagine how they would rule his ball. He would have to be like
Let us fire this mortar. And I'm going to target the tank, because I might actually possibly do something to it.
makes me really wonder whether you have
I have direct line of sight so I can see it, and I need a 6. No cigar. Japanese again. Well, I suppose side armor can do the same thing as top armor, so it's possible.
Down to one crew.
So is that a -1 to hit or -1 for pins?
-1 to hit.
Okay. So looking for 4. Nope. Wouldn't happen either way. American.
All right, go issue them in advance order. They are on the road. So a tracked vehicle.
Still doubles its movement.
Yeah. On the road means 18.
With one 90-degree turn.
Yep. So since they can drive through all that.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. There we go. Okay.
I've always loved Beastmen.
So now we've got hole-mounted MMG and coax MMG firing into that infantry squad.
Yeah. And I wouldn't count the wall as intervening cover.
Because they're higher than the wall.
That's what I would guess.
Yeah. So, so the hole mounted we said was not gyro stabilized. So that will be 4s then.
Correct.
4 hits.
Okay. And a pin.
And a pin. And then the coax is gyro stabilized, so that will be at 3s then.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. All right, and they're veterans, right?
Yes.
All right, so 9 at 5s. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills with 3 possible exceptionals. No, so 5 kills.
5 kills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You took the 5 guys out of there?
Yeah.
Man.
I wanted to get rid of the mortars, but the mortars are closer. All right, Japanese. I believe that medic right here is just outside of 6 inches.
Say what?
This medic, I believe, is just outside of 6 inches from these guys. So I don't want to risk. They're right at 6. Yeah. But if it came up short.
Oh no, it's more than 6.
From this guy to him, I don't know. But I'm not risking it. Them, I know they're outside of 6. So many options. I do need to move. Got 1 pin. Yeah, let's do an advance. Looking for a 9. They pass. Barely. But we're to move. Let's go over here.
Doing that with running one red through an airbrush onto a WAS bomb, blaster jet, and a
Yeah, like I said, once we get it up to the field, I'll be planning about the video. But, like,
And we're gonna fire.
anywhere from green all the way down.
Let's fire at the flamethrower team. Are you going down?
Nope.
Okay.
Small unit. Intervening cover.
But, like I said,
I think I have the one mortar shot just outside of an 8th over 12. 6.
Oh!
I'll be damned. So D3 pins. I'm sorry, D2 pins. 1 pin. He's veteran, right? But +1 penetration. I need a 4-up. No. Rifle shots.
I'm still alive.
1, 2, 3, 4. 6 rifle shots. Moved, long range, small team, intervening cover. We'll take it to 7.
yeah. But they're like $15.
Nothing. But zeroed in.
Okay.
So. It's American. Oh boy, what's going on? What's gonna happen?
What's up, baby?
Who's doing what now?
Well, he's got to pass an order test. So that'll be
7, I believe.
yes.
Passes.
All right. So then that pins go down to 2. And then we're going to give him an advance order.
It's like Greg and Kevin.
So
Is he close enough?
we go find out. He is.
All right.
All right. So, however, he moved and he is down to 1 guy. So he needs a 5 to hit.
Well, he's also got 2 pins on him still.
Oh, he does. So he needs a 6 followed by 6. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
I'll say if you pulled that out of your ass. Here's your marker, by the way. American again.
Give me another one. Snap to action, please.
Okie dokie.
You wiped out like 10 minutes squad. That hurt.
Okay.
That was 2 machine guns gone.
All right, you men, snap to action. We've got a -2 on those guys, but first lieutenant within 6 inches, so he just needs to pass a normal order test. And he does. He loses the 1 pin. All right, and he go run.
Run, run, run away.
Yep.
The difference between this one and this one is I do have a more and I have a chance for 4. Nope. The officer's always the one that he has.
And then this guy go run too. And he go run here. Alrighty.
Run away, cowards. Well, I've got an LT and a Horo. I suppose I should fire the Horo. I'm going to fire at the same medium machine gun team,
Okay.
which I believe we've just said is intervening cover. It's not long range. So we're looking for a light, or I'm sorry, a 4.
Sorry, I got distracted. Not long range?
No,
Yeah, 4.
it's a 5. That's going to hurt, because that's the heavy howitzer. And I can touch that guy too.
What?
Yeah.
What guy? That's part of
This
the
guy.
crew.
No, I've covered all of the MMG team.
That's a heavy?
Yes, that's a heavy. That's a 4-inch.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. So pins first. On the MMG team, D6 pins. 3.
So what?
3 pins on the MMG team. And then the 2 men left out of the infantry squad. 1. Now is the MMG team going down to half the number of hits?
No.
Okay.
How many hits has it got?
3. All 3. And it's +4 penetration. So 2 are dead. 1 survives.
Yep. That's all it takes.
It's a morale check. And does the LT's bonus matter?
It does. So
He's
9
at
or
9.
less. And he passes.
You would have passed even if it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the 1 man out of the other squad lives. Lucky, lucky, lucky. And I've got my last die.
All right.
All right. Coming back, we're at the bottom of 5, and the Japanese lieutenant's about to activate and just try to pop off a couple shots into the down squad a few feet away. They're long-range shots. The squad is down. We're looking for super 6s. So likely nothing.
1.
Maybe.
No.
No.
All right. And then I have 2 order die left. 1 is for this medic team who is going to go down. And the other one is for the 1-man medium machine gun team, which is going to attempt to fire. However, they have 3 pins on them. 8, and that does not get it done, and they go down. Okay. And that.
Well, hold on. He's got the lieutenant right next to him.
Oh, he does. You're right,
So
he
you'd
does.
be at 9.
And he got 8, so he passed. Oh, thank you, sir. You're quite chivalrous.
You're welcome, sir.
This is why you talk it out loud, because, you know, as the game goes on, you get a little tired sometimes.
So you lose a pin.
I do lose a pin. So then I've got 2 pins. I've got -1 for being down to 1 guy.
Yeah, for missing your loader.
Yep, and long range. All right, so base is 3. Missing down to 1 crew makes it 4. 2 pins makes it 6. All right, super 6s because of...
Better than no shots.
Yes. Nothing.
Okay.
All right. And that completes turn 5.
Alrighty. Is anything staying down?
No.
Do you have one of the Japanese dice?
Yeah, I
right?
picked one of them
Oh,
up.
okay.
And there you go. And
So we're at the top of 6. Ooh.
and effectively a tie. 3-3. Not even effectively tie, straight up tie.
American.
That needs to be in the bag.
Ah, it does. Blend it in.
No, it's all right. All right, let's try this again.
1 pin.
And
Passes.
they pass. All right, there we go. Now we're going to run.
Assaulting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I've got the 2 shots since you're further than 6 away.
Yep.
2 shots from the assault.
Yep.
We're looking for 4s. Nothing.
Okay.
You get to swing
So,
first.
I got-
Anything with SMGs, roll separately.
I know. So I have 1, 2, 3 SMGs. And then a bar and an LMG. All right. So I'm going to do the SMGs first. These are veterans.
2 dice.
Huh?
2 dice. If they score a kill, they get to roll again. That is the assault roll.
And you take, is it D6 or D6?
I think you are mixing rules, sir. I believe that they get, because this is roll to damage on close assault.
Yes.
So there is only one dice for each, and if they score a kill, they do get to roll a second time, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So I have 3 submachine guns.
Ah, I thought you had 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. And this is why you talk through it, folks. All right, so veterans, right?
Yes.
Nothing.
Oh boy.
All
Well,
right.
you've got the other 2.
Wow.
Okay.
So potentially I'm going to lose a squad here.
Maybe. Well, the 2 are both tough fighters. The LT has a sword, and the other has an SMG. 1.
Wow. So yeah, I just lost that squad, despite the numbers being well in my favor. So if you could go ahead and take that dice, sir.
I actually feel bad about that one.
Yeah, that did not.
But
Yeah.
but on the other hand, I don't feel too bad because you had 2 squads survive a heavy howitzer direct hit.
We're going to end up tied on this anyhow, so I'm
That's
just
great. Well, we have to have 2 more points than the other to actually win.
I know, that's why I'm kind of going aggressive here.
Ah, here we go. Which to do? This is tough. Because I know you're going to move the men in the field. Yeah, let's risk it. Let's fire this heavy howitzer again. Maybe it'll actually hit something a second time in the game. 1 shot. Shooting at the MMG. Are they going down?
Nope.
Really?
It's only one guy, small team.
But if I hit, you know I'll be able to tag the other team next to him.
Yeah.
Okay. I tried. So we're looking at small team and intervening cover. We're looking for 5. Nope. Japanese again. Let us bonsai into the flamethrower.
Is he within 6?
Yes, because you had range to shoot them, remember?
I know. Okay.
Should I bother rolling? Well, you know, I might have rolls like yours.
Yes. The dice have not been kind.
No.
Although your quality of play has gone up significantly in your absence.
What do you mean in my absence?
Maybe it's because you painted your guys and like.
These guys have been painted for over a year. It's all the other guys that haven't been painted yet. Let's start with
I know what it is. You don't have 600 stick fighters on the board. That's why
I never
you got
have.
me thrown off.
I never have. They have not been painted yet. But let's start with the SMG since he has tough fighter. Does not kill. So we've got 12 other guys swinging. Need a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll catch me the lead, at least for now.
So take your dice out for there.
I forget, do we have a consolidation move or am I mixing up game systems?
You do have a consolidation move, but it's D3. So, I mean.
Well, I might want to spread out a little bit anyway.
Wow, you're in rough terrain and.
Well, I mean spread out because that might be an HE hit.
I'm just going to drive over you.
Okay. Okay. Even though I can move 2 inches, I still need to keep coherency. I think I'll call that good. And it is American's turn.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I would have to pass a morale check.
That's what I'm refreshing my memory on.
And as it is, there are no pins on that squad, so.
Yeah, he's actually blocking line of sight for those guys. Actually,
Who's blocking line of sight for what?
those infantry blocking line of sight.
I know, but this dude's gonna have to like run over here or something.
Yeah, and the sniper's not going to fire off. They want to fire off the rifle.
Oh, man.
And have that tripper cannon.
Well, you don't have AAT capabilities,
I do have anti-tank grenades.
do you?
Yes. So kind of AT.
How many guys you got there?
13. And on an advance, I would require, if you had advanced, I would require 4s to hit with them. I'm sorry, 6s to hit with them.
No pins on this guy, right?
I don't believe so.
All right, so I'm going to turn 90 degrees.
You're going to charge through the
Yeah, I'm going to
barbed wire.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
And try to finally put an end to that howitzer.
All right. All right. Light howitzer with the hull mounted. So move makes it 4. Can you see if we're inside 6?
Oh, we're inside 6.
All right. So that makes it 3, but then one man makes it. Oh, but artillery can't.
It's not
be
a small
unit.
team.
So 3?
Can I go down? Can an artillery go down? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So what we're looking at a small team, but point blank show a 3. We're using coax? Wow.
No, I was using the hull mount on that.
Oh, the hull
one.
mount.
Yeah.
Still, wow.
Yeah. So.
2 hits, so that's a pin.
Yeah.
They're veteran with a gun shield, so you're looking for 6s.
With a gun shield.
Yeah. It's an itty bitty gun shield, but it's a gun shield.
Ah. All right.
Ah.
All right. So then coax. Coax onto the platoon leader, which is gyro stabilized. More than 6 inches.
He will go down then.
Yeah.
On the platoon leader.
Yeah.
So small
Five.
team and down is -3.
So 6. Straight 6.
Yeah, because it's not point blank anymore.
And I got 2.
Oh boy. Veteran.
Nope.
All right.
Damn it. The dice are not kind today.
No, they aren't. To either of us. American again.
What's that for?
I think it was just a roll earlier.
Okay.
Run away.
Firing at the Horo
The Horo.
with the
Okay.
mortar.
Okay. Looking for a 6.
5.
Pulse but no cigar.
Yeah.
American again.
One-man machine gun team with firing with the first lieutenant next to him with 2 pins. So regular. Whew! 10.
Passes barely. Lose a pin.
All right. And then Firing at -1 to hit.
-2.
Well, -1 to hit because of the crew, then -1 because of the pin, so it's 2. And then I think it is long range.
It was what we
No.
called it last time.
Yeah, it's long range. So straight 6. 1.
Any? All right, so that's another pin. Back up to 4 pins on that unit.
And nothing.
Okay.
Man, can't freaking kill anybody to save nothing today. I'm sorry.
Bottom of 6. We'll finish this out. Maybe we'll get another turn in. It's American.
All right, how many do I have in there? I have 1 more in there after this?
2 more.
Oh, the medic. Okay.
Medic and LT, huh? Well, no, you got.
I've got lieutenant, these guys, and
the
the
squad.
medic.
There we go.
All right. So these guys are going to advance.
Run away.
Yeah.
It's a smart move because you know what I would do if we have another turn.
Yep.
American again.
German infantry keeps forming. I got a solution. What if we made not only all of our flamethrowers look like rifles?
American again.
All the regular KV, so they have no idea which ones will work flamethrowers.
And Fubar.
What?
Yeah.
Who foobarred?
These guys.
Okay. As in a 12?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So roll a d6. 5. Panic. Run order and must move as fast as possible away from the closest visible enemy unit.
So what you would do anyway?
Yeah.
So they're just
exactly.
running that way?
Yeah.
So not so bad.
Oh.
You just didn't lose the pin, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
All right, so I've got 3 dice to deal with. Mortar can't really do much because he can't see anything that he can shoot at, so he'll go down. Let's take a point blank shot at this Easy 8 right in front of him. However, he's got 1 pin, so we need to take an order check, and he's right next to the LT. So he's back up to +2. We're at 10, a 6, and a 1. So he passes.
Okay.
Loses the pin. I would call it frontal armor. So I don't know.
What are we doing? I'm sorry.
The light howitzer is shooting at the front armor of the
Yeah.
tank. But with that being said, it's a +2. With you being a veteran, I'm not going to be able to penetrate or glance.
Correct.
And being a veteran, those men know.
No, then there's no pin.
So they're not going to take any pins.
Yeah.
So that's done. And the last, well, I've got 4 pins on these guys. So even if I got out and shot, well, let's go for it.
Okay.
So 4 pins, veterans, I need a 6 or less. And nope, they go down.
Okay.
Should have rallied, I suppose. So that's the end of 6. Shall we roll to see if we have a turn 7? Do you want to roll for it? Or would you like me to?
How about I concede?
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Well,
This was a long, hard fought, but not really satisfying.
Well, if there's one more round, you could easily take out those 2, and just taking out 1 would bring it back to a tie, because a victory requires
All right.
2 more
Well,
points.
let's roll and see if there's a.
All right, 4 up, 1 more turn. One more turn.
All right.
I'm going to leave the LT and that mortar down, because I can. And that's the smart thing to do. Just in case you decide to swing that gun around, I'm going to go ahead and take this shot with the Horo. At the same MMG team, is the MMG team going down?
No.
No? Okay. So intervening cover and a small team, so looking for 5. Nope. What's the next die?
All right. All right. Firing. Hole at the command group. 5.
You don't want to put all the shots into one unit?
Hmm?
Do you want to put all your shots into one unit? Or do you
Why
want
would I do that?
better chances of killing?
Well, if I do it 5 at a time, then I get,
You still got to declare which ones are going where
yeah,
before
yeah.
firing.
So the hole's going into the lieutenant, and then the coax is going into the mortar, actually. So.
Well, I ask because so the LT in my mortar is already down, and they're
Are they down?
yes.
Both of them?
I left them down.
Oh, well, hell with that then. All right, so I'll do the, I'm sorry, I'm out of it here.
That's okay.
All right, so we're going to do all of them into the light howitzer then, which somehow needs 6s. All right.
Well, hold on, you didn't move.
No,
Point
I
blank,
know, I
small
meant
team.
to kill. No, to hit them, I just hit.
Yeah, point blank, small team would be 5s.
5s or 4s?
It is small team. There's only one guy left.
Yeah, but it's an artillery piece, so it's not small team.
Okay. But do I go down? Or can I go down?
No, I gotta be home, so I would do that.
I thought we said artillery can't go down.
I thought it was one or the other. But either way. So what do you got?
Well, if it's 4s, I've got 7 hits.
And if it's 6s, it's what, 1?
If it's 5s, it's 4 hits, and if it's 6s, it's 3 hits.
Well, hold on, let's see. If I don't go down, you're at point blank. A small team, or even if I went down, it would still be 4s.
Okay.
Because you're point blank.
Okay.
So it's 4s. So
All right.
7s.
All right.
Or
And
7
then
hits.
I need super 6s to kill?
No.
I thought you said they had a gun shield or something.
So they're veteran.
Yeah.
And they're 5. Gun shield is -1, so they're just at 6s.
So straight 6s.
Yes. There's one guy left.
There we go. One,
All right.
finally. Okay.
So pull that die. That's yours.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
is.
point.
Man, freaking out of it. Okay.
Pulled it back and do a draw right now.
All right.
Don't have a lot to work with. Let's do an advance on these fellas. Come up to the wall. And we're going to shoot at the one guy in the MMG team because that's all that's left, right?
Yeah, and the medic, but yeah.
Well, is the one
And
guy
the
going
platoon
down?
Leader and that. Oh, what's left in the MMG?
Yeah, just the one guy?
Yeah.
All right. Is he going down?
No, of course not.
Okay. So I moved. Takes it to 4s, small team 5s.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, because you're right up on the wall. So.
All right, so a couple are going to be point blank. 3 shots are point blank.
Okay.
Or 1 rifle at point blank. So that takes it back down to 4. That's a hit. SMG, moving doesn't count. Point blank, plus small teams to 4s. So let's see if it gets it before I roll for the rifles. No. Okay. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rifles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any of them long range? No. But small team and moved, looking for 5s. 2 hits. Looking for 5s again. Nothing. And that's without going down.
Yep. Okay. So he survived.
He did. I think I've only got 1 die left in there.
You do. Firing in that corner.
You're not trying to zero in on that horo?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. All right. There we go.
All right, last squad. Let's take an order test. Yeah. For an advance with 4 pins, veterans need 6 or less, passes. So that's down to 3 pins. I don't know how much they're going to do. With 3 pins moved, anything's going to be super 6s.
Yep.
And I'm going to fire at that same MMG team. I guess they're not going to bother going down.
Nope.
All right, so everything's in range except for the SMG. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 rifles and an LMG. So 12 shots. Looking for super 6s. 1 possible. That's 1 hit.
Okay.
No wood. So just a pin. Which at this point we could call it. Unless you think you'll pull out 3 kills to pull ahead to get a win.
No, because the best I can do is kill 1 more and we'll get a tie.
We're already at a tie.
Yeah, so we're still at a tie. All right, we're done.
I'd call it a good game.